Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome in. We'll try to make this short, simple, sweet as we can going into the week's end tomorrow with a Friday. A lot of things to look at what happened today. Obviously, another move down in the markets pretty much tells us that we should expect these daily lows here, right? You have relative daily equal lows here. However, when looking at this, remember this low right here from June 25th swept this low. So these are not like equal lows here. They're like equal lows, but this low swept here. So there was a liquidity sweep here while delivering out of this daily and this weekly fair value gap here. But with the displacement down, it sure looks like that's where we're headed. Could we get it with today? We now have a daily fair value gap here, as well as this is a weekly low sitting here, as well as obviously a daily low. So this was the 4th of July week low sitting here. So this was the low of the week here. Just remember, whenever we sweep, even a daily low or in particularly a weekly low, it can drive a huge retracement. So even if this is like true higher time frame sell side down here with these lows down here at that 728 level, does not mean we're gonna we're gonna go right down to them. We can this can drive some kind of retracement up into this daily fair value gap, make everybody think we're going back long now, and then guess what? Boom, maybe down, boom, and something like this, and then we finally take these lows. Could we wake up tomorrow and we're displacing through here right down to these lows? Absolutely. But I'm just saying you can't count longs off the table yet because of we swept a weekly low here. So I'll break this down here on like the 15 and the hourly and kind of show you what I'll give you guys the conditions that I'm watching for tonight. So here we have obviously the daily, right? Daily FEG, lows swept. We just had Netflix earnings. They pretty much pinned Netflix, so it's not having a ton of involvement with NQ. So remember today we left these up here, 4 hour equal highs, which sit right at, you guessed it, the daily fair value gap. So this these highs will be a beautiful target at some point, whether it be tomorrow, when we get that move up before taking these lows, or we get or we get the opposite, right? And then we get up here, and then obviously if we start inversing the daily, then we know we're going back up. But the other thing to watch is when these lows get swept, we have one more daily fair value gap sitting down here. A lot of people think we're just going to reverse when we sweep these lows, which we absolutely can, right? For sure, 100% we can. But if we keep displacing lower, daily fair value gap sits down here. This would be our next target. So you see what the key here is displacement. Displacement tells us everything. So I would be looking for something like that. So tonight, what I'm going to be watching is this 4 hour, right? This is going to turn into a 4 hour fair value gap here in about 44 minutes when the futures markets close. If we wake up tomorrow, remember this is a these four candles here are basically like one big 4 hour order block here, right? Up candles closed in a downtrend, closed below in a downtrend by this candle right here. This becomes your 4 hour order block. So these candles. So what I'm going to be watching tonight, if Asia and London end up inversing up through here tomorrow, I'm going to be looking for some kind of retest, maybe a 50% move of, or like a London lows or something in the morning. And then if we get confirmation longs in the morning showing like we're inversing five or like order flow on a 5 and a 15-minute chart, maybe even hourly is bullish, we can then target up here going into tomorrow, which could also mean we get some kind of TGIF, right? Where we get that 20-30% retrace going into the in on expansion weeks. So that's a possibility. Or we're just going to come up into here overnight, and then we're going to like get a move down, maybe a 50% up, and then we wake up tomorrow, and then we end up taking these lows. Just keep in mind, a lot of times Thursday puts in low or high of week, so that's something worth keeping in mind. So it could keep these 4 hour highs on the table, but I think like these highs should not be broke until true sell side on the higher time frame is swept. So if I had to guess, this 4 hour is going to hold, and then we go back down lower. But either way, it doesn't matter to us, right? Like this is our condition is this 4 hour. Whatever happens, this is what we're gonna play off of. We're not like guessing here what's gonna happen. Like we are waiting this to see. Okay, if we come to this 4 hour and start getting displacement down, 15 minute bearish order flow on the candles down, then we know we're targeting down here. If we inverse it, we're going up. So that's a great thing about conditions is they literally just be patient. Patience will show you everything. Wait for your condition, wait for your setup, and then execute. So that's my condition tonight. Is this 4 hour fair value gap? Um, Other than that, kind of a choppy day, right? At least in the afternoon. The move down this morning was very nice. We had 50%. A lot of people got faked out up here. They tried longing here. We had a 5 minute inverse here. Five minute inverse closed above, and everybody thought it was an easy play up to these equal highs. Didn't happen. So a lot of people probably took a loss there. And then you see what else happens after that. You see 50% retraces, right? 50%, boom, boom, into a 5 minute fair value gap. You got like probably a 15-minute order block here. You see how price digs into this order block, 50% up, boom, and then right back lower, telling us price wants to continue lower. And then going into the PM session, I mentioned we inverse this 15 up, this 15-minute fair value gap up here. But look what sat here. We had a 15-minute order block, and then if we even drop to a lower time frame, this is what I wanted going into the PM session. I wanted a short out of here, and then you see we could get a short. We get a 5 minute order block down, right? 5 minute order block out of our target up here, showing us a change in the state of delivery, so we can expect shorts to end up happening. Because why? Look, close below. Look how the bodies respect that order block, and then we continue lower. What else do you see? You see boom, 50% up, 50% what? 50% up into a 5 minute fair value gap. Boom, we continue lower. Move the 50% down again. What do you see? 50% here to here. Boom, right here. You got this wick comes up 50%, hits here. I believe there was like a 1 minute fair. So if we drop to a lower time frame, that's why it's important to watch every single time frame. Look, 1 minute fair value gap, back down to the lows, and then you see after that high got put in, that 1 minute FVG and 50% then sends us down to lunch lows, puts in a new low of day, and then we get the end of day retracement. Thought we might just go right to that 728, those daily lows, but this kind of order flow was very bullish and end of day, so it could either drive us up into that 4 hour fair value gap, or back up to those 4 hour equal highs before then delivering lower, because they just don't. They're not going to make it easy for people just to hop on shorts here and go down to these lows. Everyone is probably hopping on short here now. Everyone's chasing and probably longing into overnight into that 4 hour fair value gap, and then might wake up to either downside or upside. So my condition for future traders: wait for the 4 hour to show its cards tomorrow, and go with whatever that shows you tomorrow, and then you have the daily and the 4 hour on your side. Another thing I wanted to point out that I thought was pretty interesting: if we leave this daily fair value gap, right? If we leave this up here tonight, and we don't come to this before taking these lows, look what happens if we know we would get some kind of 50%, right? So let's say we get here to here, but say we sweep these lows, we say we drop 20 points or so. Look, so say we get some kind of like sweep down here, we hit here, and then we get a 50% retrace back up. Look where that sits, pretty much CE of that daily fair value gap. This daily prop block, which is untapped, would sit like right there. Like I said, this is just guesstimation, just potentially what could happen in the future. I'm not taking any trades based off this, just something that I'm seeing and how this daily prop block lines up nicely with 50% and potentially and the CE of this daily fair value gap. Could be just, if we come down to this daily, then all bets are off, and then obviously our our stuff moves down here, and then maybe like 50% sits right at the beginning of that daily fair value gap. So that was just something I wanted to point out. Just something that I wanted to show you guys. So with that, hope you guys have a fantastic evening. Tomorrow's Friday. Hope you guys have a good evening again, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.